Yo, yo, RX back with another breakdown of UFC Qatar Sarukian versus Hooker. We back with another breakdown of the UFC's first ever trip over to Qatar for a fight night that is really damn good. I know it's borderline impossible to ever, surpass or try and, what would be the right term, come after UFC 322, whatever term you want to use. But this card's not bad at trying. It's a very good card. 14 fights over in Qatar, which means it's gonna be an early card, which fucking sucks. But this is a good card. A lot of debuts, a lot of ranked fights, good main event, kind of. This is fun. I think this is a very fun card, and for what it is, I'm pretty excited for it. 10 a.m. does not excite me, but everything around it excites me, and I think this is a good card for anything to try and follow up. That was the term I was trying to think of a minute ago. Follow up 322. This does a good job. Do I think it's better than 322 on paper? No. Will it be an execution? Hell no. But do I think it will be a pretty decent card on paper? It looks like it. I'm excited for it. Of course, every card could be a boom or a bust. I think this card's gonna be a boom, though. It looks good. Everyone's made weight. Weigh-ins have already happened by the time I'm recording this, so thankfully everyone's made weight, and everything looks locked and loaded. A lot of crazy shit. I'm excited. Fun card over in Qatar. I think the crowd will be good. I don't know what is even in Qatar. Hopefully a good crowd, and I'm excited. We'll see what happens. On paper, it's fun. I'm excited to break it down, and if anything, can try and follow up 322. I think this does a pretty alright job of doing so, on paper at least, so see what happens. With that being said, I'm trying to think if there's anything else to say. No, not really. The only really thing left to say in this intro is the normal YouTube bullshit, which is, as always, please like, comment, and subscribe. 200 subs go by the end of 2025. And as always, for our third to last breakdown of the year, which is insane to think about, unless I'm going to say something which I don't believe I am, I talked about the card. It's very good. Pretty decent attempt to follow up 322, better than a fucking Apex card trying to follow that up, which I'm shocked they didn't do. This is a good card. Did the YouTube bullshit. Shall we get into the breakdown? We have 14 fights to talk about. I see no reason not to get into this shit, so shall we? I think we shall. 14 fights, UFC Qatar Breakdown. You ready? I know I am. First trip ever to Qatar. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down as we begin in the heavyweight division for our first of many debuts on this card. I believe 6 or 7. And this is a double debut fight, so you know. Great. As we have in our first fight of the night, our first debuts, plural, of the night in the heavyweight division, our first heavyweight fight of the night, which, God, compared to what the other one is, this is definitely, and what the other one turned into, this is definitely a little bit of a lamer one, on paper at least, but could still be fun. As we have in our first fight of the night at heavyweight, a double debut battle that was probably meant to be on Contender Series, but whatever. We have to begin UFC Qatar, the first ever fight in Qatar. Merrick Bujidzilla Buijo versus Denzel Luke Fox Freeman. Who the fuck are these guys? I know is your first question. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know. Double debut fight here. It's heavyweights. I'm more okay with a double debut fight because they need anything they can get. Maybe it's good. Maybe we get a good fighter out of this, like that Brando I forget how to say his last name, versus the fucking Ellison dude back in Perth. Maybe. I doubt it, but maybe. We'll see. Can't. A lot of these debuts, I don't have a lot to say, so. Especially a double debut fight, so let's get into it. As we begin with our first fighter of the night, the Polish native in the first of, I think, 2 or 3 undefeated dudes on this card, and first of 7 debuts, Marek Bujlo? I have no idea how to say that name. 6-0, 32 years old, making his UFC debut here, coming from USWM. I have no idea what the fuck that is. Not looking like I obviously have no idea who he is. This is actually his second opponent for this card. They need heavyweights, so they're just signing anyone they can get. This dude does not look to have the most impressive of records. His best win looks to be a 6-4 guy. Hasn't been in any big name promotions. Hasn't fought anyone noteworthy. Coming off a win against a 3-5 guy and a 13-12 guy. That's not phenomenal by any means. Made his debut in 2021, so not the most experienced. 32 years old. He has a gi on, but I guess he's kind of a grappler. 3 knockouts, 3 submissions. Let's see what this guy can do. Undefeated, Polish, new to heavyweights. They need anything they can get. See what this guy can do. I've never seen him a day in my life until this card. See what he can do. Again, if you're coming here to hear about these debuting guys, you're at the wrong channel. Go watch Axel and May, who's linked on my channel, or probably anyone else, because I don't do tape study, and I don't know who these jabronis are, so I'm just saying what I see, and that's what I see from Marek. Talk about his opponent, the American Denzel Freeman, 6-1, 34 years old, wearing a WWE shirt. Badass, love it. He is coming from LFA, which is a lot more respectable. He fought in PFL, went 1-1, lost to Isaiah Pinson. Is that a good loss? No. Okay, great. Lost to him, but did win the fight beforehand. He fought Johnny Eblin in amateurs in 2016. Billy Swanson, I feel like I recognize that name. Oh yeah, he's the guy Gable Stevenson just killed. His last 2 wins have been really decent. One, Steven Asplund, that's aged well, and then Hugo was on a Contender Series a few years ago. Okay, more respectable record and promotion for Denzel here. That 1 L on his record ain't phenomenal, but outside of that, not really much bad I can say about Denzel here, because obviously I've never seen him fight a day in my life. Let's see what he can do. Making debut off a much better winning streak and better promotion, so let's see what Denzel can do here. Not really much else I can add there. Where are these guys training out? If they have their camps listed. Do they train fight one notable? Marek is coming from just some random gym in Poland. Great. And Denzel is coming from pound for pound Muay Thai. Who comes? So he's hanging in a decent gym. So okay. Not a great gym, but more respectable. Maverick, Pennington, the Penningtons, Magny, Salikov. Okay, I can get behind that. That's not terrible. Interesting, very interesting. The betting odds for his fight have Freeman -200 plus 165. I can't say if those are right or wrong. Let's see, 240 to 261, so 20 pounds in weight for Freeman, but Marek will have 3 inches in height, same reach, and Marek is getting picked on Tapology more, probably because he's undefeated. This is a weird one. This is a really weird fight. What's Denzel's finishes? 4 knockouts, 1 submission, 1 decision. Interesting. Yeah, this one for me is complete coin flip, because I don't know either fucking guy. And I'm talking about picks, not betting odds. I don't know what the fuck those should be, but for me, picking this fight is a complete guess. That's like picking Contender Series fight for me. Who am I feeling just right now? It's hard not to lean Denzel. Better camp, better wins, better promotions he's fought in. It's hard not to pick him. I think I'm probably gonna lean him. I think he just seems like the better pick here. If I'm just going off what I've seen, again, his last 2 wins are really good. Coming from LFA, which is much more respectable than where Merrick's coming from. His camp's more respectable. Do I feel any confidence with this pick? No, but if I have to make a pick, I feel like Denzel would be the pick here. I don't love this 3 inches in height disadvantage, but outside that, yeah, I guess I'll probably go Denzel here. I'll go the favorite on the betting odds, but obviously Merrick's the favorite on Tapology, obviously because of undefeated record. Give me Freeman. Give me Denzel by, I don't know, it's heavyweight. Give me a knockout in the first round. Fuck it, someone has to impress here, right? Yeah, give me Denzel Freeman by knockout in the first. Really no, like, confidence or anything going into that. It's more just guessing and going off what I see on their records and all that, so I guess Denzel will be my pick here. I wouldn't, if you're betting on this way, you know more than I do, or you're really making a bad guess, so I'll go Freeman here. I think he looks like the better pick, so give me Denzel Freeman by knockout in the first. Let's see what happens. I got the Brando fight right back in person, but I think everyone did. That was an easy one. This one looks a lot more difficult. Let's see what happens. I want to go Denzel by knockout first. He has better wins, better promotion, better camp. Give me Denzel. Not very much else to say there. Give me the American by knockout first to begin the night. I think, is he the only American on this goddamn card? One of 3. Great. Give me Denzel by knockout first, and a complete guess, but I guess that feels like the right pick. There you go. Oh boy, at least this fight has someone I know in it, but it's also a debut fight, but better than nothing, as we head to our second fight of the night, and our first fight was someone I actually know in it, thankfully, and they are also fighting a debutant, but this is not a difficult one to predict, thankfully. Oh, good. I hate, like, I love those debut fights, but I also hate them, because trying to break them down makes me sound like an idiot, but I know what I'm talking about here, as we have in our second fight of the night, in the lightweight division, a prospect versus debutant battle that probably should be pretty easy. Is this up a weight class? This is featherweight, so they got that wrong. Is this at featherweight? Or... yeah, okay, so this is at lightweight for some reason. Y'all see that, it says featherweight, so... Now, about to say, I know Narula Aliyev ain't moving down to goddamn featherweight. So, as we have in our second fight of the night, our first debutant versus UFC guy fight of the night, we have Narulo Tajik Eagle Aliyev versus Sharikmeh Shamrock. This one should be a lot easier to break down. I know Narula Aliyev, even though he barely fights, I do know him. And, yeah, this should be a pretty simple one to break down, so let's break it down, shall we? We'll begin with the UFC guy here, the undefeated Tajikian Narulo Aliyev, or Baby Khabib, because he looks more like Khabib than any of Khabib's family members. 10-0, 24 years old, and be 25 in the beginning of December. 2-0 in UFC, coming out to Contender Series a few years ago. In his 2 UFC fights so far since 2022, he's beat Rafael Alves and Joe Solecki. Alves win has aged pretty well. You know, he's on UFC. Alves is still pretty good. And then he beat up Joe Solecki at the beginning of the year, and I believe the first fight of the year. And, yeah, that was a pretty boring one, but it was a good comeback win for him. And now he's fighting for the first time twice in a year since 2020. Since 2018, where he fought 4 times. So, good to see him trying to get active again, so that's good. Aliyev's pretty decent. He's not the most exciting. He is kind of like a lay and pray guy, which kind of sucks. That's what he did in his first 2 UFC fights, and it worked, but... you know, it's so boring. Dude's pretty decent. He's still developing, and he's 24 and 10-0, so he's not really had the most fights, but he's pretty decent. He's trying to be active, it seems. First time out of the Apex, undefeated, very decent. Interesting prospect in the division. I'm really intrigued to see how far he can go. Again, he's really young still, and they are feeding him pretty easy fights. Alves was a pretty hard fight, but ever since then, Selecki and now this rando look like they're trying to give him some easy wins before they throw him into the deeper end of the division. Smart. Yeah. Good to see Aliev back. Not really the greatest striker. Actually, I don't even remember seeing his striking, but obviously his bread and butter is what every Russian, or I guess he's Tajikian, but he might as well be Russian, his bread and butter is, and it's just grapple fucking you and laying on you, so that's what he's gonna try here. And it has worked so far. Can it work again? More than likely. Because he is fighting his debuting Rock, our first debutant who's not fighting a debutant. Rock is 12-1-1, 32 years old, coming from Octagon, which I thought it was gonna be Cage Warriors for sure, but no, that's someone else on the card. I know really nothing about this guy. Again, another guy who I've never heard of until this fight got booked. It's only losses to Nathan Kelly, who's in PFO now, which that's not saying much. But ever since then, he's went on a winning streak, coming off a win against a 15-9 guy back in May. No real notable wins on it, no names on his record outside of the guy who beat him. Was this Rocky Lee dude? Dude who's in the UFC? Yeah, it is that guy. So that's probably the most notable name on his record, a guy who's a UFC washout. So take that as you will. 32 years old. Clearly the UFC doesn't think much of him. They're feeding him to Nurul Aliev in his debut. So, but yeah, he's not coming from Cage Warriors, which is a good thing, but 12-1-1, Octagon. Clearly UFC's not really high on him, giving him Nurul Aliev in the debut. Let's see what this poor kid can do, even though he's the older dude by 8 years. What Rocky can do here. The thing after for the fight says Rocky's gonna get his ass beat, and that they have Nurul Aliev -340 to +250. Can't really say if that's right or not. I know Aliev's decent. I guess that'd probably be fair odds, if not even higher for Aliev. What's the height and all that? 5'10", 5'11", 72-73, and 87% on Aliev. Yeah, it's obviously I'm gonna pick Aliev here. I've never seen this Rock dude fight before, and even if I did, I guarantee I'd probably still pick Aliev, because I know he's pretty decent. But I will say, if this Shem dude can actually stop takedowns and keep it standing, he could win. Will he be able to do that? Probably not. But if he could, that is definitely a path to victory for him, but I really don't think he's going to be able to do that, so we'll see, but I have my strong doubts, and yeah, I'm going to go Nurul Aliev here, but boring decision. I think he should probably just lay on him like he did Selecki and get the win, so give me Nurul Aliev by decision. Hopefully he shows a little bit of striking here, but more than likely he'll just show a lot of what he has shown so far, laying on Shem and getting his 11th win, staying undefeated. So, yeah, give me Nurul Aliev by decision. Probably just gonna be a boring fight, and, yeah, not really much else to say there. Feel bad for this Rock dude a little bit, having to fight Aliev in the debut. But if he were to win this, it'd be a hell of a debut, and, maybe he can shock people. I doubt it, but, yeah, give me Nurul Aliev by decision, and what should probably be a normal Nurul Aliev fight. He's going to lay on you and win boringly, so give me Aliev by decision. Not very much else to say. For our first debutant not fighting a debutant, I think that's going to be a bad start for them, so give me and still undefeated, Aliev, Khabib Jr. by decision. Then we have in our third fight of the night, the worst fight of the card. I'm not going to waste much time here. As we have in our third fight of the night in the middleweight division, the worst fight on the card. I'm not even going to waste time with this one because it doesn't deserve it. As we have in our third fight of the night, the worst fight of the night at middleweight, Ryan Man of Steel Loader versus Ismail Nurdayev. I don't know my pick for this fight. I don't care about my pick for this fight. These two are fucking garbage. Do I need to say anything else? This fight's a joke. Like, do I need... Loader's a can, Nerd IF's a can. I can't believe I have to pick one of them. I don't care. You don't care. I'll put my pick in when I have to, but I really don't even know my pick. It's truly the hardest fight to pick on the card because they both suck. So, I have the other guy winning. I don't care to waste time on this. I'll have my pick in eventually, but who gives a shit? It's the worst fight on the card. And what else can really be said? So, can versus can. Waste of time. Worst fight on the card should be a PFO prelim. Next, from a PFO prelim to a fight that should be a main card UFC fight. From can versus can to really good prospect to really good prospect. We have in our fourth fight of the night, the best prelim of the night. Should be on the main card, but whatever. We have in a fight a lot of people have talked about all week for good reason, because it's a banger. Now I'll say it again, a banger. We have in our fourth fight of the night, the best prelim of the card and should be on the main card. A banger getting a lot of respect and talk for a good reason, as we have one of the best fights on the card in our fourth fight of the night at bantamweight, the Tehran Warrior, Bekzat Al-Mahan, or Al-Makan, whatever, versus Alexandre El Conquistador Topuria. Yes, you heard that right, Topuria, like the Ilya, but it's not Ilya, it's his brother, which, not as cool, but still cool because it's a Topuria. Very good fight here. This is a fucking banger. Bekzat's a great prospect. Topuria's Topuria. Might not be Ilya, but still, this is a great fight. I cannot wait for it. One of the best fights on the card. Should be on the main card. Let's fucking talk about it. We'll begin with the more experienced in UFC by a hair, and very, very good in his own right. Maybe getting a little bit overlooked here because he's fighting at Topuria. But let's not forget that this guy is very good. That being Bekzat Al-Makan, 12-2, 28 years old, 1-1 in the UFC. He had a great debut in the UFC, coming in on short notice to fight Umar Nurmagomedov, where he did take a round off of him in round 1, but then did get cuddled for round 2 and 3. Great debut, looked good, but then took a lot of time off, came back this year and came back for vengeance, running through Brad Katona back in May in 64 seconds to get his first UFC win, get Brad Katona cut, and make a fucking statement that, yeah, he's really fucking good. And now he's here fighting Alexandre, which is a ginormous step up. UFC wants to build one of these prospects. Whoever wins will get hype. The loser will probably still get hype, but obviously they will be coming off a loss. But you know what happens. And yeah, Bekzat getting a big step up here. He's good. Bekzat's good. His striking is good. That man has power. He dropped Umar, he fucking knocked out Katona, which is maybe even crazier because Katona has a really good chin. This kid's good. This kid's really good. Very young. Could really be something in this division. He's good. Grappling will still have to wait to be seen. Will still have to wait to be seen. He did fight at Topuria, so he did fight under Magomedov, so you got to have a grain of salt. But we might see a little bit grappling here. I wouldn't be shocked, but time will tell. This kid's good. Kid got bombs in his hands. Really good striker. Grappling is still up in the air. We'll see what this kid can do, man. Getting a tough fight here. See what happens. But for Bekzat to get his second UFC win and his second attempt to get one over a famous, a lesser member of a famous MMA family, he has to try and beat the brother of the best fighter in the world right now, Alexandre Topuria. 6-1, 29 years old. He's the brother of Ilya. What the fuck else do I need to tell you? He's the brother of Ilya Topuria. Enough said. But no, Alexandre is actually good. In his debut, he fought Colby Thickness, didn't look phenomenal, but looked fine enough. Got the win, and now coming in here, trying to see what he can do here against Bekzat, getting a real step up, a good test to see how good Alexandre is. Obviously he's a Topuria, so he's already really good, but let's see how good he really is. Obviously he's not as good as Ilya, no shit, but let's see. Like, this is his first real opponent in MMA. He's fought a bunch of, I will say, I won't lie, he's fought a lot of cans so far, but let's see what he does again here against a real opponent. Bekzat's very much a real opponent, and yeah, I mean, I'm intrigued to see how Alexandre does here. Obviously, he's a good striker, he's a Topuria, and he also has pretty decent grappling. We saw a lot of that against Colby. We'll see what happens. Not a lot from Topuria we've seen so far. A fine one against Thickness is all we've seen, but I'm intrigued to see a little bit more from Topuria, so I'm intrigued, and yeah, let's see what happens. Obviously, he's a Topuria, so he's already good, but how good? We'll see. I don't really have a lot to say about Alexandre so far, because we've just not seen a lot. The Megaz first fight are not at a pick'em anymore. Topuria is a small favorite. I think he's jumped up to like maybe minus 140, 160, somewhere in that ballpark, which is fair. I think he should probably be in the favorite range. Again, he's a Topuria, for fuck's sake. He should be a favorite. So yeah, I agree there. 5'7" to 5'7", 68 to 68, so they're pretty similar in everything. Topuria is a slight pick favorite. I'm not picking against Topuria. I've done it too many times and lost every time. I'm not gonna continue it anymore. I'm picking Alexandre. Bekzat's very good, but dude, it's a Topuria, and Topurias don't lose. Give me Alexandre. Amazing fight. Won't be shocked if Bekzat wins, but I can't pick against Topuria. I'm not gonna start doing it now. I'm not gonna start doing it again now. Give me Alexandre by decision. This is gonna be a great fight. Striking's gonna be entertaining. Grappling could be really fun. This is gonna be a banger. I cannot wait for this fight. Should be on the main card. It's such a banger. And give me Ilya's little brother to get the win. He's not as good as Ilya, but he has that blood in his veins, and he is really damn good in his own right. So give me Alexandre Topuria by decision, and what should be a banger. Cannot wait for this fight. He could lose. In the same breath, Topurias don't lose. Give me Alexandre by decision, and one of the best fights on the card. Happy people are talking about it as much as they are, because it deserves it, because it is a banger. Give me Topuria, because they don't lose. After that, we hit the halfway, we jump over the halfway point, 4 prelims down, 4 to go, as we head into our next one, the easiest one to pick on the card, so I'm not going to waste any time here, because none needs to be wasted, as we have our 5th fight of the night in the light heavyweight division, the easiest fight to pick on the card, because no shit, they're just trying to build up a debutant. This one from Contender Series, not from the regionals. I think the only one from Contender Series. So they're just trying to get an easy build-up win for him, so no need to really look at it as anything more than that. As we have in our 5th fight of the night, the easiest fight on the card to predict at light heavyweight. Abdul Rahman Hunter Yakiayev versus Rafael the Lion Zerkaya. Easy win for Yakiayev. I think when I looked earlier, he was at minus 2,500. So yeah, he's a gigantic favorite, and he should win this fight. He's coming off Contender Series where he got a first round knockout in I think like, what was 20 seconds? 30 seconds, my bad. So yeah, he's looked really good there. He looks to be really good in general. 24 years old, from Turkey. He's good. Zerkaya is not 0-3 in the UFC and better be 0-4. There's, I guess, finishing up his deal to get him, to use him to build up one guy in his debut. Yeah, give me Abdul Rahman Yakiayev, lock of the night, knockout in the first. not much to it. I think he'll look much better than that joke Susurkayev. And yeah, this is just a build-up fight for a debuting guy. Hopefully he doesn't shit the bed like Susurkayev did last week. He still won the pitiful performance. Give me Yakayev by knockout in the first. Lock of the night, no shit. Simple. Not much more needs to be said there. After that, we get to our 6th fight of the night. This one in the top 10 of the flyweight rankings. And usually I would say this fight should be on the main card or higher on the card. For this fight being what it is, yeah, I'm not upset with this placing. I'm more than okay with this fight being in this position on the card because it's kind of it's definitely one of the more bleh fights of the night. Not bad, just kind of whatever. As we have in our 6th fight of the night in the top 10 of flyweight, we have in our 6th fight, and probably the biggest fight overall of the prelims, even though it's still kind of bleh, we have Alex Perez versus Asu Zulfikar Almabayev. A fight that could have easily been an Apex main event, but thankfully it's on a real card where it belongs, on the prelims. Yeah, it's a top 10 fight at flyweight, but it's not a good fight at all. The other flyweight fight that did get moved to the main card for this one is way better, and yeah, this is just a fight, nothing special. What else can really be said? Let's talk about it. Not really a fight where I'm like, oh boy, it's just, oh yeah, this fight. Talk about it. Begin with the veteran and the higher ranked of the two, Alex Perez, 25-9, 33 years old. Did make weight and is actually gonna make it to this fight, which is a fucking miracle. 7-5 in the UFC, coming off the Contender Series many years ago. In the UFC, his wins have been Carlos John D. Tomas, Eric Shelton, Jose Torres, Mark De La Rosa, Jordan Espinosa, Jussier Formiga, and Mateus Nicolau. His losses have been Joseph Benavidez, Davidson Figueiredo, Alexandre Pantoja, Mohamed Mokaev, and Tatsuro Taira. Yeah, Perez is pretty not good, to be very honest. Like, who was his best? Like, I just went down his wins. What was his best win? A shitty win over Nicolau, who's not even on the roster anymore. Great. And then he's lost to every halfway competent fighter he's fought. Perez is not good. I don't know what to say. Like, yeah, cool, you got a title shot, first ever Contender Series guy, He's not good. And we can just be honest, he's not fucking good. He beat up a bunch of shit dudes who probably shouldn't have been in the UFC in their own right, and got a bullshit title shot that he got smoked in. And now he's on a losing streak, barely makes it to fights that he gets booked for, and he's just not good to begin with. So I think he's decently well-rounded. His striking's okay, his grappling's okay. He's nothing awful, but he's just not a top 15 dude. I think there's better unranked guys. And, yeah, he's just nothing special. No idea how he got ranked in top 10, to be honest, but he did, and he doesn't deserve it, but, you know, what did that tell you? The, came in one flyweight was super shit, and now the flyweight has got somewhat competent. He's fallen off a bridge, and he can't even make it to a fight anyway, so yeah, he fucking sucks. What else to say? Speaking of flyweights who suck, another one who I don't think is very good. His opponent, Asu Almabayev, 22-3, 31 years old. 5-1 in the UFC. His 5 wins have been Ode Osborne, CJ Vergara, Jose Johnson, Mateus Nicolau, and Jose Ochoa. His 1 loss was against Manel Kopp. Yeah, Asu's not very good. I don't know what really is meant to be said. He started off with a bunch of layup wins against pretty below average fighters, got that Cop main event, got embarrassed, even though Cop did cheat and poke him like 3 times. He still got beat, and then in his last fight he beat the fraud known as Jose Ochoa in a forgettable shitty fight, and now he fights Alex Perez. Yeah, I don't think Asu's very good. He is the better fighter here, but that's not saying a lot. I don't think it's anything special. That Cop fight got rid of any hype or anything that anyone could have had for him. And, yeah, he's just not very good. He has no chance against any of the higher level guys in the division, like your fucking Tatsuro Tairos, Joshua Vans, Brandon Morenos, or Royvals. So, but he is in the top 15 off a bunch of shitty wins, and we'll see what he does here if he can climb to top 10. He's mainly grappler, his striking is pretty shit, and yeah, we'll see what he can do here if he can climb to the top 10. Probably can, but after he does, he'll probably get beat right back down the rankings, so not much to say there. The betting odds for his fight does have Suam Abayev minus 210, plus 160. Sure, I can't really disagree too much with that. Asu should win this fight, he is better, but that's again just not saying a lot. Perez has 2 inches in height and a ½ inch in reach, not much to go off of there. Asu should win. He should be able to grapple fuck Perez pretty easily. Give me Asu Amabayev by decision. Boring fight, not really much great here in my opinion. Maybe it could be decent. I'd be fucking shocked if it is. And we'll see though. We'll see though. Give me Amabayev. He should win. Could Perez win this fight? Yeah, if he was able to stop takedowns, he could get the win, but more than likely he won't. And give me Asu Amabayev by decision. He's better. I'm shocked Perez actually made it to a fight. Yeah, give me Asu by decision. Not very much else to say there. Yeah, pretty whatever fight. Top 10 in this division, even though it doesn't deserve to be. And that's about that. So, give me Asu by decision in a very forgettable fight. Not very much else to say there. Happy it's found the prelims where it belongs. After that, we had our second to last debut of these prelims, and I think of the card in general, right? Yes, our second to last debut of the card. This one coming at welterweight, and is one of the more interesting ones of the card. I'm not really sure how to feel about this one, so we'll see what happens here, as we have in our co-main event of the prelims in the welterweight division, our second to last debut of the night, having a debutant fight a very experienced veteran. It should be interesting to see what happens here, as we have in our co-main event of the prelims, our second to last debut of the night. We have Saigid. It is Gak Hamayev, I think I said that right, versus Danish Dynamite Nicholas Dalby. Or kind of welterweight Yuri, if we're being honest. Interesting one here. We all know Nicholas Dalby, very good veteran, even at 41, he's still pretty decent. But who the fuck is Saigid? Let's take a look. Long name that ends in a V and it's Russian, he's probably good. 22-2, 31 years old, coming from one. He did have a fight in Karate Combat, but I guess that was a grappling match. His last MMA fight was in 2022, almost to the day, a few years ago, against Shinya Aoki, which is a really good last one. If you don't know, Aoki's a beyond legend of the sport. Probably, if you're talking about the best fighters to ever be in the UFC, he would probably be number 2. So take that as you will. He was like 40 in that fight, but still, he pretty good win. But yeah, that was also 3 years ago. I'll tell you that, no real notable names. He did lose to Carlston Harris before he was in the UFC back in 2021, which is not the greatest look in the world. So, you know, that being one of your losses is kind of worrying. Is that the PFL guy? No, the guy with the same name as him. This is a weird one because he hasn't fought in a few years. He is not a spring chicken, 31 years old. I'm intrigued. Yeah, coming off an Aoki one's really good, but that Carlson Harris loss is worrying. 3-year layoff is worrying. Had a fight booked for June earlier this year in some fucking promotion that got canned against a tomato can. I'm intrigued to see what happens here. I'm intrigued to see if this side dude's any good. Getting a really tough debut here against Nicholas Dalby, who's very good. And this dude's gonna have to go through fire to impress in this debut against a guy like Dalby, who's very good. Thought you didn't have to impress in a 3-year layoff. Let's see if this guy can. I'm very intrigued to see what this kid can do in his debut. See what Thigid got here. Because he is fighting the very good veteran welterweight known as Nicholas Dalby, 23-6-1, 41 years old. Just turned 41. Happy belated birthday. The oldest man on the card, I believe. 7-5-1-1 in UFC. His wins have been Lazu Zaleski, Alex Oliveira, Daniel Rodriguez, Claudio Silva, Warley Alves, Muslim Salkov, and Gabriel Bonfim. How well did that just age? And his losses have been Zach Cummings, Peter Sabota, Tim Means, Renat Facardino, debatably, and Randy Brown. And he had a draw with Darren Till and a no contest with Jesse Ronson. Dalby's an interesting one. He's kind of like a welterweight year. He's very weird. He does a lot of weird techniques in the cage. He's decent though. Even at 41, he's decent. Coming off that fight of the year contender for Randy Brown. He sadly did end up on the short end of the stick in that fight, but he still put up a good fight. 41 years old on 2-fight skid. You know, that Renat loss is debatable. He's still pretty decent. He is still really decent. He's more than a tough debut for any guy, let alone off a 3-year layoff like Saget is. Dalby's very well-rounded and decently well-rounded. His striking's very good. His cardio's very decent. His grappling's alright. He's a tough fight for anybody. He's no walk in the park. And he's going to be a very, very tough fight for Saget. So we'll see if the Saget dude's really... If this Saget dude's as good as I guess the UFC thinks he is because they're signing him, then he might beat Dalby but if he's not really that good, Dalby's going to catch another body. So let's see what happens. I'm very intrigued. And yeah, let's see what happens here. Debuting against Nicholas Dalby is far from easy. The bang, I'd say it's easy though, having Saigin minus 390 to plus 280. I think that's a bit of a reach again for a guy who hasn't fought in 3 years and is fighting Nicholas Dalby. I think that's a bit of a reach. I'd probably have the odds a little bit closer, maybe like a minus 190, 200 would sound about right. Because, again, 3-year layoff and fighting Nicholas Dalby. Odds should be closer. 6 feet, 5'11", 74 and a half, and most people picking Saigid. This is a tough one. This is a real tough one. But I think I'm gonna lean with the underdog. I think I'm gonna lean with Dalby. Like, coming off a 3-year layoff, going into a fight with Nicholas Dalby is far from ideal. I think I'm gonna pick Dalby. Like, I'm not saying Saigid's shit, but I'm not saying he's good either, because I don't know yet. What I do know is Nicholas Dalby's a tough debut for anyone, and I think he's gonna get the win here, so give me Dalby by decision. That Carlson Harris loss is also a pretty terrible look on your record. I think Dalby's much better than Harris. Give me Nicholas Dalby by decision. I think he can get the win here. I think he can really show that he still got it. He's still good, even being 10 years younger in this fight, or older in this fight. I think he can go out here and beat the new kid. So, give me Nicholas Dalby by decision. Not saying Saigid's good or bad, because I don't know yet. But I do know Nicholas Dalby's good. And, the 3-year layoff going to a fight with Dalby is far from ideal, so give me another Dalby by decision. Could I be wrong? Easily. This guy can be really fucking good and impress. But I'm gonna say that might not happen. I'm gonna lean with the veteran. Give me Nicholas Dalby by decision in what should be a very interesting debut for Saigid and maybe a job-saving or ending fight for Dalby. We'll see. Give me Dalby by decision. Give me the underdog. I think my first underdog pick of the card. Give me Nick Dalby. Give me the Danish Dynamite. Can never, but we'll see how good Saigid is. Time will tell. Good fight. And then finally, speaking of debuts, the most hyped one of the card, 901. Many people are excited for. Even I am intrigued to see what happens here because the kid has so much hype. We have in our featured prelim our final debut of the night in the featherweight division to end the prelims. A very interesting fight here that, again, I know a lot of people are watching closely because they want to see if this guy can live up to the hype and if he's really all that. People are hyping this kid up big time. Time for him to show up and show out on the big stage. And we have our featured prelim in the featherweight division, the debut of the night that everyone's waiting for to end the prelims at featherweight. Luke Riley versus Bogdan the Unleashed God. Now this is the debut everyone's waiting for on this card. Luke Riley making his UFC debut after, I think, a year plus of waiting. People have been talking about him. He's really hyped up. Let's see if this kid's worth it. We've seen a lot of these guys get fucking fraud checked before. Let's see if Riley's the one to live up to the hype and be decent. Time will tell. I'm very intrigued. I'm even excited just to say this kid's actually that good. Let's find out. I'm very excited. And let's talk about him first. First, we're going to talk about the most anticipated debut of the night by most. Luke Riley, 11-0, 26 years old, from the Paddy Pimblett gym. He is 11-0, coming from Cage Warriors, where all his fights have been, which is a red flag, but whatever, I'll let this one slide. No notable names on his record, which is not a great sign, but whatever, it happens. He was meant to be on Contender Series a year ago against Kevin Vallejos. He got really lucky that didn't happen. And now we see him a year later in the UFC, one win later. See what this kid can do. I am very intrigued. Yeah, he has a lot of hype. I've been hearing about this guy for like a year and a half now, which feels like, let's see if he's really all that. Especially for British guys, they get a lot of hype for a lot of these shit. Paddy Pimblett, Christian Leroy Duncan. So let's see if Riley's really all that everyone says he is. It's 8 KOs, 3 decisions. I'm intrigued. Featherweight, if he is as good as people say he is, that'd be great, because featherweight would need more talent like him, but we gotta see it first. We've heard the hype. On Saturday, he has to fight, and we gotta see if he's really all that. I've never seen him fight a day in my life until Saturday. Yeah, I'm very intrigued to see him fight, so let's see if this kid's really all that. I'm intrigued. If he's legit, or was he all hype? From the Paddy gym, that's worrying, but we'll let it slide. And from Cage Warriors, even more worrying. Let's see if he's really anything special, or if he's just another waste of people's hype. He is getting a very favorable matchup in his debut as well, so that should help as he is fighting Bogdan Grad, 15-3, 30 years old, 1-1 in the UFC, coming out to Contender Series. Obviously, he got killed by Tom Nolan in his first Contender Series fight, but then he came back, had a banger with Michael as well. Both should have got a contract. Gerard did, and now he's 1-1 in the UFC. He beat Luke Alexander back in February, but then lost to Muhammad Naimov, and now he's coming into his third fight of the year against Riley. He is meant to be cannon fodder in this fight, obviously, but will he be? I'm very intrigued to see the answer to that question. Grodd's not very good, so if Riley's as good as people say he is, he should run through Grodd. Grodd's a pretty whatever kickboxer. I think he tries to be Wonder Boy, but he's not good. Grappling's not really a great strength of his either, but I don't think Riley's really a grappler with no submission wins. Again, it's pretty simple. As if Riley's as good as people say he is, he should easily beat Bogdan. So we'll see if he can. We'll see if he can. I'm intrigued. Bogdan could either he could either do his job here and get destroyed, or he can really make a name for himself, fraud checking the hyped up guy and getting himself some hype. So let's see which happens. I'm intrigued. The bang on his first fight, of course, are going to be on the side of the hyped up kid, having Riley minus 265 plus 200. From the hype that I'm hearing about this guy, he'd probably be minus 300 or more, from what I've heard. So, I would probably say he should be minus 300. 5'9", 5'8", 69 to 70 inch, and Riley's picked not as much as I thought, only 77%. Yeah, this is interesting. I'm gonna go Riley, obviously, because Grodd is pretty terrible, and I'll believe the hype. I'll follow the hype. I'll listen to the hype. Let's see if this kid's really all that. People are saying he is, but I want to see it. I want to see if this guy's really all that. And we see on Saturday if he's all that. If he is, he should easily run through Bogdan Grodd, and I'm going to make my pick off of that. So give me Luke Riley by knockout in the first. Let's see if he's really all that. I'm intrigued. I am super interested. I'm excited to see it, because either A, he is good, which is a good thing, or B, he sucks and I get to laugh at people again for hyping him up. So it's a win-win for me. Yeah, I'm intrigued, but give me Luke Riley by knockout in the first. Let's see what happens. Grodd's a can, well, not a can, but he's very below average, and see if Riley's legit. Give me Luke Riley by knockout in the first and the prelims. Is he legit, or am I gonna be laughing at y'all on by the end of the card for hyping up this guy? We'll see. Hell, it can't be worse than Patty. Give me Luke Riley knockout in the first to end the prelims with a bang, and a prospect not getting fraud checked and maybe living up to his hype. And there you go, that's the prelims. Pretty fun, even though I ran through them in under an hour. That's because a lot of debut guys. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 debuting guys, which is an insane amount, but it's cool. Well, they need to get more fighters in the UFC, and let's see if these guys play out. And then we even got a few fights that are not debuting guys that are alright, so. And then we got this shit show, but you know, you get your good and your bad. I'm intrigued to see what happens, and let's see what happens. Fun prelims, mainly debut guys, but a few good fights sprinkled in there as well. We'll see what happens. But that's just the prelims. We have 6 more fights to talk about on the main card, so let's do just that, shall we? Prelims done, under an hour somehow, thank God for all those fucking debuts. Let's get to the main card. Beginning in the flyweight division of the better of the 2 flyweight fights on this card, and not a debut, but a return of a former guy, which is rare as fuck, but good to see. As we have in our main card opener of UFC Qatar in the flyweight division, a return we've been waiting for a while. He's finally back in the weight class where he fought for the belt all those years ago, now trying to make one more run. We have to begin UFC Qatar's main card with a return, with the return of Koji Horiguchi versus Tagir Ulanbekov. Welcome back, Koji. Long overdue return. This fight was meant to happen back in Azerbaijan. Didn't happen. Now it happens here. Good to see Koji back, man. Obviously, Koji is not a debuting guy. He was in UFC many years ago. Fought DJ for the belt. Lost, but I think I was the only lost in UFC back then. Went away, and now he's back against Tagir, who is a tough opponent. This is a great fight. Great way to open the main card. I can't wait. Let's talk about it. We'll begin with the returning Koji Horiguchi, 34-5, 35 years old. 7-1 in the UFC when he was in the UFC back in 2013 to 2020 or 2016. His wins then were Dustin Pagu, don't know who that is, Daryl Monterreg, don't know who that is, John Dolos Reyes, or that, Luis Gadano, I've heard of him before, not a great fighter. He lost to DJ, beat Chico Camus, don't know who that is, Neil Surrey, don't know who that is, and Ali Bagantinov. That's not a bad win. Yeah, flyweight was really shit around this time. Give Koji a break. Then he went away for a while, went to Ryzen, went to Bellator, went all around, did pretty good for himself, coming in off a couple wins now. Let's see what he can do. Let's see what he has left in the tank at 35 years old, hasn't fought in almost a year. Getting a top 15 fight immediately, which is more than deserved, and let's see what he can do here. I'm very intrigued. He was really good back then. He's still really good now. I'm excited. Good to have Koji back. See if he can make one more run, man. If not, it kind of sucks. But welcome home, Koji. Let's see what he can do. And 35 at flyweights worrying, but if Koji has anything left in the tank, if he does, he's easily a top 15 guy again. If not, then it's gonna look like a waste of a signing, though. But we'll see. We'll see. Welcome back, Koji. Let's see what he can do. Because he is fighting the very good, even though kind of floating in the same spot in the rankings his whole career, Tagir Ulanbekov, 17-2, 34 years old, the top 15 ranked. I think he's ranked like 12th at this point. 6-1 in the UFC. His wins have been Bruno Silva, Al Nascimento, Nate Maness, Cody Durden, Clan Carpenter, and Azad Maxim. He lost to Tim Elliott a few years ago in a debatable fight. Tagir is not bad. It sucks that every tough fight he ever gets booked in gets cancelled, but you know, shit happens. Koji, easily the best opponent he's fought. Tim Elliott, you can debate, but obviously Koji did fight for the belt back in the day, and blah blah blah. If this would be easily Tagir's best win by a mile, but can he get it? He's on a winning streak, even though it's not the greatest one. Maness, he ran through Durden, he ran through Carpenter, he fraud checked, and Maxim. A lot of people don't think he won that fight, which I think stupid. He did, he just didn't look good. And now he's fighting Koji. And second time having this booked again, not happened a couple months ago, didn't happen. Now we get it here. This is a big fight for Tagir. He can really, a win here would really put him in good graces, would really bounce him up into probably a big fight. But he needs to get a win first. Obviously, he's not really a striker. He's going to try and do what all Khabib family members try, and that is just grapple you. We'll see if he can. We'll see if he can. Not the greatest striking at all, but grappling is what he's good at, and we'll see if he can get Koji down in this one. If not, then might be a very long night for Tagir. So let's see what happens. Second time around, good to see this fight finally happen. Who gets a big win? The returning or the already established? The betting odds say the win will go to the established Russian, having Tagir minus 190 to plus 145. I get it. Again, Koji coming back. At 35 years old against Tagir, it's not a great look, but again, if he still has anything left in the tank, Koji could easily win this fight and be a top guy again. I probably think the odds should probably be a bit closer, but I get why they are the way that they are. You could have Tagir probably minus 150, 140 would probably be a little bit better, but whatever. 5'5" to 5'7", 65 to 70 inches in reach, Jesus. And then this is a borderline pick'em on the odds, or on Tapology. Ooh, fuck it. Give me Koji. I want to see Koji come back and win. I want to see if he has anything left in the tank. Give me Horiguchi to get the win. Could Tagir win this fight? Of course, he could easily grapple fuck Koji. But I'm gonna pick the old man. I'm gonna pick the returning fighter. Give me Koji by decision. I think this is gonna be a very interesting one. I'm very excited for this fight. Very excited to see Koji back. And I see what he can do. Give me Koji by decision. Not the most confident pick, but you never know. If he has anything left in the tank, he could get this win. But he could also be washed at 35 years old and get easily grapple fucked here. So we'll see which happens. Give me Horiguchi by decision. Could see Tagir winning though. Very good fight to open the main card. Give me the returning old man. Give me Koji by decision to begin the main card. After that, though, we get to our second fight of the main card. A fight I already talked about in a short. One's on Wednesday. But I think now we get to talk about it in breakdown form. And wow, there are lots to say here. Even though I already said a lot. I think you know the backstory on this fight already. It's batshit insane. So let's just talk about it. Our second fight of the main card at heavyweight on very short notice. We have in the top 10 of heavyweight a fight that's not great, but with the story behind it's pretty decent. We have in our second fight of the main card, saved at the last minute by Waldo Salsa Boy Cortez Acosta versus Shamil Gaziev. Obviously, I think we know the story of this fight by now. Sergey Spivak pulled out late on Wednesday, and Waldo Cortez Acosta stepped in, flew 18 hours from Phoenix to Qatar, and is now fighting Shamil Gaziev, which is batshit insane to think about. I already made a short talking about this, but I'll say it again. Let's just talk about Waldo. What a fucking legend. In the last 20 days, he beat Ante Delija after he eye-poked him worse than Aspinall. Got poked a week after Aspinall quit like a little bitch. And that's Aspinall's teammate. You know, all the funny things there. Waldo knocked him out after getting poked and not being able to see. And now, 20 days later, when he's a top 5 fighter, not needing to step in against someone lower, he does for fun, and now he's fighting Shamil Gaziev. What the fuck? Yeah, fucking legend. What can you say about Waldo? A legend, definitely in contention for fighter of the year doing shit like this. This is the craziest thing we've seen since Danny Gay did something like this a couple years ago. For the Lopez fight, we all know that. The coolest shit I've ever seen in my life. Now we get to now Waldo does this crazy shit. Let's see what happens. We all know Waldo. He's a very good point fighter, but when he needs to throw hands, he can. And we'll see what he can do here on no notice at all. Maybe a day and a half in Qatar. And see what Waldo can do after doing some BMF shit and stepping in like this. So let's see what else can really be said. Because he is fighting everyone's favorite GOAT, Shamil Gaziev, 14-1, 35 years old, 3-1 in the UFC, coming out to Contender Series. In the UFC, his wins have been Martin Budai, Dante Mays, and Thomas Peterson, but he did lose to Jairzinho Rosenstrike in that legendary main event. Wow, they tried to book that Spivak fight 3 times, they got canned every time. Jesus Christ. Shamil, meme-wise, is great. Actual fighting-wise, is terrible. He's just a fat dude who has a little bit of power and some alright grappling. Like, I get it for the memes, Lucas Tracy, all that shit. He's funny. Like, Gaziev's a funny meme. But let's be honest, dude's fucking terrible. He lost to Jairzinho by quitting because he was gonna have a heart attack if he fought another round. Yeah, fat son of a bitch. Yeah, he's a very subpar striker. Got fine power, I guess. but his grappling's where it's at. He's a really good grappler, strong, and he will just hold you there if he can. So, yeah, yeah, we know we're getting Gaziev, no cardio, but if he can just hold you there for 3 rounds, he can do that easily. But can he do that here? We'll see, because he is changing opponents too. He was going to easily beat Spivak. Now having to fight Waldo and having to change his game plan completely. See what happens. Let's see what happens if everyone's favorite GOAT, Shamil Gaziev. Because he is actually the underdog here, Evan Waldo, minus 165 to plus 130. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's an interesting one. I'd probably have it closer, maybe Waldo minus 130, minus 135 would probably sound a little bit better, because again, he is coming in on less than 2 days' notice, like Easton Ewing style. So we'll see what he can do here. We know he's good, and he's probably better than Shamil, but can he get the win here with everything against him? Let's see. 6'4", 6'4", 78 to 78.5, and most people are picking Waldo. No matter what, I'm picking Waldo here just for the fucking respect. Like, for what he's doing here, you gotta respect him. Well, you don't gotta pick him, but you gotta respect him. But I am gonna pick him here, not because, that's not the only reason. I do think he can win this fight, and he is better. But a good reason to pick him is just because how can you not after what he's doing here? So, and again, I think he is better, and he's lucky stepping in against a guy as bad as Gaziev, because he could win this fight. So, give me Waldo. Give me the fucking psychopath who is stepping in on less than 2 days' notice after an 18-hour flight, jet lagged like a motherfucker. Give me Waldo. Give me Waldo. This is an insane fucking fight. I cannot wait for this fight. All respect to Waldo. And give me Waldo Cortez Acosta by decision. Do I think he's gonna win? Maybe. I think it's a very 50-50 fight. Either Waldo's jet lagged to shit and Gaziev beats him, or Waldo has enough in the tank to beat Shamil. So this should be interesting. I'm very intrigued. Give me Waldo by decision. Man, like, what a fucking legend. A guy who I hated at the beginning of the year, now I have a ton of respect for. Just making Aspinall look like a bitch every fucking day. And, yeah, give me Waldo by decision. Great fucking fight. With the story behind it, Waldo's a legend. I can't wait. Give me Salsa Boy. Awesome. Cannot fucking wait. After that, speaking of memeable goats, we have one in our next fight, in the weirdest fight of 2025. If you told me this fight was gonna happen at the beginning of the year, I would have laughed at you, but somehow it's fucking happening. As we have in our third fight of the main card, the weirdest fight of 2025 that is still on, because somehow one dude did make weight, and I don't know what to think about that either. As we have in our third fight of the main card at welterweight, yes, somehow this is a welterweight fight. Somehow this is a fight in general. We have in our third fight of the night at welterweight, the weirdest fight of 2025. We have one guy moving up and one guy moving down. That is being Jack the Joker Hermanson moving down to welterweight to fight the moving up, the GOAT, Mick Tebek, Oral Pie. Again, the weirdest fight of 2025. Somehow Jack Hermanson made welterweight and is going to fight at welterweight. Mick Tebek moving up from lightweight to welterweight. What the fuck is going on here? I truly don't know. Let's see what fucking happens. I'm intrigued as fuck. See what happens. Let's talk about the middleweight moving down to welterweight at 37 years old first, and he did make weight somehow. Jack Hermanson, 24-9, 37 years old. No real point to talk about his middleweight run because he's obviously moving down, and for that fight he did get killed out middleweight by Gregory Rodriguez, and now a couple months later he's moving down to welterweight for, I believe, the first time ever, which is fucking terrible of an idea. Has he ever fought at welterweight or even had a fight booked at welterweight? No? Great. First ever cut down to welterweight at 37 years old, coming off a knockout loss. I'm shocked he made the weight, but maybe this is the best thing for him. It's not. Maybe. What do I fucking know? This just screams a desperate move by a desperate fighter at the end of his career, like we've seen many of times. But maybe it'll help him. Who knows? I don't think so. I think this is just a terrible fucking idea, and I'm shocked he made the weight. And again, they're lucky they're over in Qatar, 'cause there's no way he would have got sanctioned over in America, but whatever. Maybe this is the best thing for him. It's not, but fucking see. Somehow he made weight, which is fucking insane and surprising, so see what happens. Went over again with Jack. Good grappler, no striking. See what he can do. Because he is fighting the GOAT himself, and a guy who is actually a welterweight. Miktabek Oralbai, 14-2-1, 27 years old, the real GOAT. 3-1 in the UFC. His 3 wins have been Euros Medic, which was a welterweight fight in his short notice debut. Elvis Brenner and Tofik Musayev, and his 1 loss was that fight of the year with Mateusz Rambisky. Oralbai's really good. He is very well-rounded, good striker, good grappler, tough as nails. He's good. He's a legit prospect. Does have to move up from lightweight, so he is here going to welterweight, which he has fought at in the past. Again, debut against Medic was at welterweight, and now he's back because UFC told him to move up, so probably a good thing for him. Not upset about that. Unlike, and it's a good idea, unlike whatever the fuck Hermanson is thinking. And yeah, Miktabek's pretty fucking good. Coming off a good one against Tofik. Pretty well-rounded fighter. Not 37 making a dumb weight class decision. He's the GOAT for a reason. What else can be said? He the weirdest fight of 2025. I still don't know what to think of this one. Miktabek's getting an easy win, which is cool. Yeah. What else can really be said? Crazy. I can't believe this fight's really gonna fucking happen. Let's see what happens. Let's see what the GOAT Oralbai does this time. Betting odds say he's going to win, having a -215 to +165. I agree. I think Miktabek could be even a bigger favorite. -350, 450, 400, 450. Somehow Hermanson made the weight, which was surprising. I'm shocked this fight's actually going to happen. I thought for sure it was getting cancelled, but he made the weight and it's going to happen. And I think that's just perfect for Oralbai. He's gonna win. He's better. He's not drained like a mother. He's fucking fully healthy. Hermanson's drained as fuck at 37 years old, making welterweight for the first time. Yeah. I know who my pick is here. 6'1" to 5'10", that's not great, but it happens. 77.5 to 74, okay, whatever. Oralbai's gonna smash him. I truly think Oralbai's gonna run through him and break him with fucking ease. Give me Miktabek Oralbai by knockout in the first. How many knockouts does he have? Yeah, it's 6 knockouts. I don't think Jack's ever been submitted, and I don't think he's going to get now. 2 times submitted. Who submitted him in the UFC? Oh, Caesar. Oh, yeah, we don't even count that. That was so long ago. Yeah, I'm going Miktabek Oralbai by knockout in the first. I think he's going to be able to break a super drained and weak Jack Hermanson and get the win here pretty easily. So, give me the GOAT Miktabek Oralbai by knockout in the first. Truly, not like a joke. I think he should easily win this fight because, again, like, he's, for numerous reasons, I don't even know how this fight's allowed to happen with Hermanson being so drained, making a stupid weight class decision, but he wants to do it, he can do it. I'm picking Miktabek, no question, to get the win here, and yeah, give me Miktabek by knockout in the first. I think he's going to break him very easily, get the win, And, yeah, probably send Jack back up to middleweight. God, him even making the welterweight cut's terrifying to think about. He looked drained on the scale, but did make weight. I'll give him props there, but for better or worse, really. Give me Mick Tobecco rolled by knockout in the first. Not really, much else to it. And then could Hermanson win? I guess he could throw up a submission and get lucky, but outside of that, he's gonna be so fucking drained and weak. Mick Tobecco should smash him. They'll give me Mick Tobecco by knockout in the first. After that, we get back to some sort of normality, I think. As we get to the worst fight on, well, second worst fight on the main card, and easily the most forgettable fight on the main card. Okay, this is definitely the light heavyweight version of Asu and Perez. Again, this is a ranked fight, but god, is it not interesting. As we have in our fourth fight of the main card, our co-main to the co-main. We have in the light heavyweight division, top 15, a very simple fight to predict. As we have in the fourth fight of the main card, and maybe the most forgettable one, Volkan, No Time, Uzdemir versus Atomic Alonzo Menafield. This is one of the fights of all time. Yeah, far from a very good fight. Volkan's Volkan. Menafield somehow on a winning streak. Let's talk about it. We'll begin with Volkan, the higher ranked guy, 20-8, 36 years old, 8-7 in UFC. Not gonna go over his whole career because no one cares. Just go over his last couple fights. He beat Bogdan Glushkov in Glushkov's debut, which was actually aged really well. And killed Johnny Walker, which is just a rite of passage for anyone in that division. But in his last fight, he did lose to Carlos Ulberg in a very forgettable kickboxing match. And he took a year off, back now, 36 years old, right? Yeah. Not much to say there. We know we're gonna Volkan at this point. The dude's not a contender. He's a dude who can beat shittier guys, but can never get past the higher level guys. Has good power about it. You never forget that he got a title shot versus DC that he had no goddamn chance on. He's fine. He's nothing great, but they're so much better. Yeah, he has good power. He's a perfectly fine fighter. He's nothing special. Again, he can beat guys. Any of that Glushkov win has aged really well, and the rematch could go differently. Lost to Ulberg, which is more than understandable. He's fine. He's nothing great. Hits really hard. About it with Volkan, not really a whole lot left to it, and that I can think of, so there you go. And then for the opponent, Alonzo Menafield, somehow on a 2-fight winning streak, 17-5-1, 38 years old. It's weird that he's the second oldest fighter on the card. 10-5-1 in the UFC. Some of his wins in the UFC have been coming out to Contender Series, Paul Craig, Ed Herman, Misha Serkinov, the dude who faked his record, Jimmy Crute, Dustin Jacoby, Julius Walker, and Omar Sy. His losses have been Devin Clark, OSP, William Knight, Carlos Ulberg, and Azaban Murzakanov. Yeah, Menafield has really got bailed out by fighting shit fighters lately. Guy had a terrible win over Julius Walker, then had a boring fraud checking win over Omar Sy. Very forgettable, very bad, but he has taken 2 O's in a row, and he does deserve a fight up. I said that even after those fights, and he's getting it. Does he have any chance in it? Not really, but he is getting it. He's not good, to be honest. He's truly not very good, and yeah, he's very forgettable as a fighter. Again, his last 2 wins have been extremely boring, and he's just boring overall. So yes, not a lot to say there. Yeah, he should lose this fight. He's 38 years old. Not very good. Again, I've been looking pretty terrible even in these last few wins. don't see him looking better, getting better, or beating a guy like Volkan, so he's probably not going to. So, pretty simple. The betting odds for his fight have Volkan Oezdemir minus 250 to plus 190. Yeah, you could have Volkan probably even minus 300. He should win. He's much better. 6'2 to 6 feet, 75 to 76. Yeah, Volkan should win this. Do I pick him to win by knockout? How many decisions and wins does he have? He has 3 in UFC. He only has 4 knockout wins in UFC. Are we sure this guy really hits that hard? And if you really think about it, then most of his wins are decisions. Yeah, give me Volkan by decision. He either's gonna knock him out or win a boring decision. I'm probably gonna go with the latter. So, give me Volkan by decision. Pretty lame fight. Won't be shocked if Volkan puts him to sleep. Could Menifield win, I guess, but I don't really see him knocking out Volkan. I'd be very shocked if he did. Have Volkan ever been knocked out in the UFC? Twice. Who the fuck? Oh, well, DC was a TKO and Yuri, so unless you're gonna be a future champion or a champion, which Menifield's not, yeah, Volkan is not gonna get knocked out here, and he should win. Should be a pretty lackluster striking match. Hopefully a knockout happens. I doubt it. Give me Volkan by decision. Pretty lame fight for being a top 15 fight in a division, but that's what I'd have wait for you. Hey, they did get the first fight of 2026 with Bukowskis versus Krylov, which is actually better than this, to be honest. And, yeah, give me Volkan by decision. He should win. Menifield's pretty shit. Somehow he's won 2 in a row, so I can't even say this is not a deserved fight, but it's still not a good one. And, that's about that. Give me Volkan Oezdemir by decision in a very forgettable fight. Again, the main card version of Almabayev and Perez. Not very much else to say there. After that, I'm not even gonna click on this or talk about it. These 2 pieces of shit cans, I hate them both. Hope they both break their legs and never fight again or walk again. Give me Cuckboy. I like him out of these 2. I like that devil more. Fuck them both. Hate them both. Give me the Cuck. Does not deserve any more time than that. So with that being said, we get to our main event of the evening in the lightweight division. A fight that is very, very interesting and weird. Winner's not getting a title shot. I think that's pretty obvious, but see what happens here. Could be very interesting. As we have in our main event of the evening in the lightweight division, a top 5 fight to see who doesn't fight Ilya next because the winner's not getting a title shot. We have in our main event of UFC Qatar to end the day, I guess, because it's not a night card. We have for the last fight and for Qatar's first card in the main event at lightweight. We have to end the early card, Arman Al-Khalaqaid Saroukian versus Dan the Hangman Hooker. Well, I'm shocked this fight is actually gonna happen, because Saroukian didn't hurt his back and Hooker actually showed up to a fight. I don't know which one's more shocking. Fun main event here. Saroukian fighting again for the first time after pulling out that Islam fight like a fucking moron. Hooker fighting for the first time because he finally showed up to work. He's not doing silly backyard fights in his backyard, so... Yeah, this is an interesting one. I really go in depth on these 2. Saroukian, winning streak, had a title shot, lost it because his back hurts. Now he has to earn it again. Coming off a win against Charles at UFC 300 a year and a half ago. 4-5 winning streak. He's good, but he really fucked himself being an idiot. So, I don't feel bad at he's not getting a title shot, because again, he completely screwed himself, so what does that tell you? And then for Hooker, he's on a 3-5 winning streak, coming off that Gamrot win even longer ago, it feels like. shorter than beating Turner and Puelles. Yeah, this is a big fight for both guys. Again, neither guy's getting a title shot. It's gonna be Paddy and Ilya in January, which I need to announce already. Or maybe it's gonna be Gaethje. He could retire. Yeah, these two are definitely the winners. This ain't getting a title shot, but this will help the winner. The Sarukian is getting ducked. Fucking crowd will really fucking be going crazy if he wins this, and then they announce Ilya and Paddy like right after, which would be hilarious. But yeah, this is a fine fight. We know what they want to do here. Sarukian wants to grapple fuck Hooker. Hooker wants to keep it standing, have a banger. Let's see, 29 versus 35, 5'7" to 6 feet. Damn, I watched them face off. They did not look that far apart. 72.5 to 75.5. So Arman's a dwarf, is what that's telling you. I thought I watched their face off. They were not that far apart in height, but whatever. Arman's minus 440 plus 310. I think that's a bit much. I'd probably have Arman minus 260, 270 would probably be a lot better. On paper and logically, yes, Arman should win this fight. But, first of all, A, it'd be fucking hilarious if he lost. And B, you don't know if Hooker. Like, we know Arman, he's very good, yada yada, he's gonna try and grapple fuck you. But Hooker's a weird one. He can either show up and look like a complete can, like let's say the Arnold Allen fight, or he can show up and be the best fighter on the fucking roster, like the Poirier fight or the Gamrot fight, etc. You don't know which Hooker you're gonna get, which sounds a very bad statement out of context. So this should be interesting, this should be fun, but yeah, Arman should win. He should grapple fuck Hooker pretty easily. Like, I know Gamrot couldn't, but Gamrot sucks. Sarukian should be able to, because he's just better. And, yeah, he should be able to get the winner against a 35-year-old Hooker who I feel is kind of losing his passion for fighting. That fire, if I could, obviously, again, it's been, 2 years since he's fought, it feels like. I don't know, like, this is an interesting one. It still sucks we never got to see Gaethje and Hooker, but whatever. Yeah, Sarukian should win. Again, I would love to see Hooker win, it'd be hilarious. But yeah, Arman should probably take this. But if this fight does go deep, which it's going to, could Hooker take over and win? Maybe. Arman has gassed before, but more than likely he should be able to just grapple fuck Hooker for 25 boring minutes and get the win. Unless Arman goes in there and has a crazy fucking brawl with him, which I don't think he's gonna do. So, we'll see. More than likely, if it turned into a crazy brawl, anything can happen. But more than likely, Arman's gonna do what he always does, and is have a boring grappling match where he just keeps him down for 25 minutes. So, yeah, give me Mr. Injured back by decision. He should win. He's better, younger, not as short as they say he is. And yeah, he should be able to hold down Hooker pretty easily. He didn't hurt his back in this time before weigh-ins. Again, I'm actually shocked. I'm shocked these two and Alex Perez are actually making it to this card. Through the most pros when it comes to pulling out of fights. So what does that tell you? But good, we're getting this fight. Good to see these two actually fight in 2025. And give me Arman Sarukian by decision. He should win, but I could see Hooker pulling a rabbit out of his ass. We've seen it too many times for it to not be a possibility. So, but yeah, give me Arman. He should win. And yeah, it'd be hilarious if he lost, but he's not going to, more than likely. So, give me Sarukian by boring decision to end a really interesting day in Qatar. And with that being said, boom, that was the card. To go over my picks one more time. Denzel Freeman by knockout in the first. Narulo Aliyev by decision. I don't know my pick for this shit show yet, and I don't think you care. Alexandre Topuria by decision. Abdul Rahman Yakiayev, my lock of the night, by knockout in the first. Asu Almabayev by decision. Nicholas Dalby by decision. Luke Riley by knockout in the first. Koji Horiguchi by decision, Waldo Cortez Acosta by decision, Mictabek Orobai by knockout in the first, Volkan Oezdemir by decision, Ian Makako Gary by decision, and Arman Sarukian by decision. Bang. I'll talk about the two elephants in the room with those picks. The first one being a lot of fucking decisions. I think I only picked 4 finishes, but how many of these fights can already be finishes? Probably not. Maybe, but unlikely. Super unlikely. Maybe. Doubtful. Possibility. This is the best possibility. Not gonna happen. Unlikely. The only other one, if I had to pick a finish for a decision, I'd go Volkan. But yeah, and like always, I'll be proven wrong. There'll be obviously a lot of these decisions will be finishes, so don't worry, I'll be proven wrong. I have many times. And the other thing, oh wow, you're really picking at most of the debuting guys. Yeah, for the debuting guys, not counting the first fight, for the 5 that are just debuting straight up, when I have them going 2 and 3, Yakiayev and Riley winning, but Rock, fucking Saigid, and who's the other one? Well, I think so. No, I think it'd only be those. So what? It's a Rock, Yakiayev. So I have them going 2 and 2. My bad. So yeah, so not great. I'm not counting Koji because he's returning. It's stupid to count this fight because you'd have to count it as a win and a loss either way. So there you go. I have them going 2 and 2 for all the debuting guys, so we'll see how that ends. And yeah, there you go. That's the breakdown. This card's good. A few duds on it, but most of it's pretty good. I'm excited for it. Yeah, I'm not excited that it's at 10 a.m., but I'm excited for it. It should be fun. And we'll see what happens. Should be a fun card. A lot of debuts, a lot of fun fights, interesting ones. Everyone made weight, getting a full card. I know it's not going to be as good as 322, but it's a good attempt to follow up that card. And we'll see what happens. I'm excited. Should be a banger. A lot of fights should be a banger. Should be a fun card. And let's see what happens on a Saturday morning and late November. 3rd to last card of the year. Last fight night of the year. See what happens. It's gonna be fun, I think, and I'm more hyped for it than most. So I'm giving it a lot more praise than most have I've seen, which is weird. But we'll see what happens. With that being said, not very much else to be said. We'll see if I was right or wrong with the card being good on Sunday when I do the recap. But if you want an even quicker reaction to that, I'll be obviously doing an after party on Saturday. I'll be doing the pre-party tonight on Friday. And obviously the hangover and all that on Sunday. So stream-wise, be ready for those. I'll have a short out later today. Fixing the card order, even though it's not really needed. And I'll also have one out sometime Saturday morning for the picks, so get ready for that. And yeah, that's about that, man. Crazy 3rd to last breakdown. I've done every card this year, which is insane to think about. And yeah, I have high hopes for this one. I think it should be fun, and let's see what happens in our first ever trip to Qatar. With that being said, not very much else to be said. Only in 90 minutes. Pretty nice. I'm more than happy for that run time. A lot of debuting fighters will make it like that, so I'm not upset. And with that being said, don't really think there's much else to be said outside of the usual. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. 200 subs go by the end of 2025. Unless I'm going to say something which I don't believe I am. Let's see what happens in our first trip to Qatar. I think a lot of fun could happen, and I have high hopes. We'll find out if I'm right or wrong. But to get there, we gotta say, as always, RX out. Good vibes only. And always.